This has got me so excited. Did you know that there is a large pyramid in India? In fact, there might even be two of them. Anyway, we'll stick with one at this point, but myth has it that it's maybe 5,000 years old, but archaeology isn't convinced yet. So, the place is called the Ramnagar Fort, and that's in Archaeology. And it's one of those ancient places where mythology runs up against archaeology quite hard and then proceeds to slap it in the face. Or, in my opinion, it does, because I reckon it's going to prove the archaeologists wrong. The ruins are still, obviously, you can see that they were pyramid-like, and they lay near Ramnagar in the Bareilly district of Uttar Pradesh. But if we study the maps, we find that there's a very similar-looking pyramid structure quite nearby. There are also some rather mysterious-looking mounds in the area as well. But getting back to these pyramid-like structures, the only way I can tell the difference is one of them has a stupa on top and the other one doesn't. Because with all the photos, they all say the same thing, that it's part of this area and it's a fort. And so telling the difference between one and the other, it's really just what's on top of it. So this one, as you can see, doesn't have a stupa on top of it, but this one does. According to myth, this area was the capital of the northern Panchala Empire, and it's even mentioned in the Mahabharata. The story that is told is about Draupadi, who was the daughter of King Drupada of Panchala. But Drupada's capital was Campilia until something happened. What actually happened is basically another one of these amazing myths, but I'm not going to get into that today. I think I will do a separate episode on that myth because there's too much within it to unpack. But, well, the end result was the area got split into two. So one split, northern Panchala, with Ahichara as its capital, came into existence. So I can't find from the myths how long Ahichara had been in existence before it became the capital, but my gut says that it was old already. There are some hints in the myths, but to give us an indication of its origins. But let's just start with the name. So it means the serpent umbrella or the serpent canopy. So the story goes like this. A king, or someone equally as important, was relaxing in the open when some natural effect, whether it be sun or rain or whatever, because it differs in different stories, basically threatens their life. A great cobra miraculously emerged and spread its hood over this person, like a parasol protecting them. Now, this story is both Hindu and Jain, and there seems to be multiple versions of it. But the essence of it is danger and protection. So in this story, we have a serpent, or Naga, being the hero of the story. So I don't really know much about Nagas, so I looked it up, and they're not just snakes or whatever. They're actually semi-divine beings, and they have some interesting attributes. They are guardians of treasures, keepers of ancient wisdom, which I find quite interesting. They are protectors of sacred sites, and they are rulers of a subterranean realm, or realms. So that's quite an interesting collection of attributes that they have. Being a keeper of a sacred site gives us quite a good indication that this was a sacred site before the Naga came and protected whoever it was that the Naga protected. So that gives us a nice, clear hint of the age of this place. It's old, really old. So when we pull all this together, we've got the serpent symbolism, which includes hidden wisdom, earthly powers, ancient lineage. We've got a canopy that might be protection or divine authority. And when we combine that, we get the concept of a region that is under the protection of ancient ancestral powers.
This is just one site from the Mahabharata, but the book has many different, what they say is mythological sites. But I don't think they're mythological. I reckon that eventually, if we keep looking, we will find them, like Ahichattra. We'll find them. So let's say this was a pre-Vedic site. That would explain quite a lot. So things like the serpent canopy symbol, it's got meaning all around the world. And mythology's only preserved fragments of the true history of our world. So that could be one clue. Mythology can be at times symbolic. Equally, over the many hundreds or even thousands of years, it could get a little bit distorted. But I think this serpent canopy symbolism could be describing a worldwide civilization. And this doesn't just explain the stories of prehistoric India, it also explains some of the strange, what seems to be technological things within the stories and what we see on the walls of the Indian temples. In my opinion, they are pyramids, and they're part of a much more ancient pyramidical culture from the age before the Younger Dryas cataclysmic event. And because they have become so sacred, they get protected by the cultures that come after and treasured. And that's just my opinion.